I think when I think of students having anxiety, a lot of them come to me with stress about grades or AP exams in my AP courses, and they just kind of are at, I guess, a lot of fears associated with it. So they're afraid of taking the exam, they're afraid of failing, and that leads to them becoming even more stressed, and then it's just kind of like this snowball effect. And so I think students' anxiety definitely affects not only their performance on testing, but just their social life and aspects of being afraid to do fun things on the weekend because they're afraid of what the consequences might be of kind of failing whatever future exam. So it's definitely a huge effect on students.
All right.
So I've seen anxiety have negative effects on my students before, and one effect I've noticed is just with their schoolwork. It's very hard for them to complete assignments, and it's also hard for them to kind of reach their true academic ability when they're dealing with a lot of anxiety.
Okay, I'm here with.
Roman Sorian, grade 12.
All right, we have a question for you.
Oh, you have a question. All right, what is it?
Has school affected your anxiety and stress?
At times, sometimes the workload just keeps piling on, and I'm like, wow, got a lot of homework tonight. But as long as you manage your time properly and you stay focused and get rid of all your distractions, you can do school without being that stressed. So yeah, that's my take on it.
Good. Okay, thank you.
Good one.
Have you ever seen a student get personally affected by anxiety?
Yes, almost daily as a teacher. Almost daily. 7th, 8th grade, all the way up to seniors. You can see it. I've seen kids in the hallway crying. I've seen kids in the classroom just freeze up that were normally very social for whatever reason. And there's anxiety that kids face every day.
I think schools should change their way of, I don't know how to put this, you think schools should change it, try to change something to stop anxiety for students, stuff like that? It's kind of a hard question, but
All right, I got this. Are you recording?
Yeah.
So I think your question is asking me, how should schools address this, and are there changes that they can put in place? And I think Clovis North Ed Center in the almost 7 years that I've been here has done a very good job at keeping up with what kids are experiencing, or staying knowledgeable about what kids are experiencing on a social level, so they can help them. Because if you're socially out of wax or stressed out, how much are you going to pay attention in class? So this whole mentality of the whole student concept, where are you safe at home? Are you safe at school? Do you feel good about yourself? Do you feel good about your surroundings? Because if you can't have all those things checked off, you're not going to sit in this chair in a classroom and really focus on the academics that you're being asked to focus on. So I think we as teachers, we talk about that often, especially in the younger grades, because if we can give you good skills now, and when you're in high school or older high schooler, like junior, senior, and you're getting ready to go off into the world, you have better capabilities of handling the stresses that come, because life is stressful. It's always going to be stressful, and you're always going to have things come to you that you don't want to happen, and you can't just put pause on life, and you have to learn coping skills, otherwise you're going to be stuck in a circle. And what we've done here, I think at Clovis North, and especially the last couple of years, we've got teams together trying to build this whole intervention to help people academically, so there's some stress reduced there, so they can focus on their strengths. Now, if you're failing one class, you're not feeling good about yourself. It's causing you more stress. Now you have pressures at home. Now you have pressures from your peers, pressures from outside. Maybe you wanted to play sports. Now you can't because of your grades. So there's so many stresses that kids have to go through, and I think as teachers and educators, we have to see all the picture of what kids going through. You sitting here in front of me right now, you're much more than just doing this assignment. You have all the pressures of your whole entire life around you, and you bring it to school with you every single day. So if we don't acknowledge that as teachers or educators or as a school, we're only meeting your needs in one small area where you're so much more than that. I have a quote, if you can see right there. It says, "What you are as a person is far more important than what you are as a basketball player." And that's from Coach John Wooden, a famous basketball coach. And you can insert anything from basketball player, athlete, student, engineer, programmer, doesn't matter. And if we teach kids to be good people and to be a good person, those other successes, academically, professionally, athletically, or whatever, will take care of themselves if you like yourself as a person, because you'll try for those new things. And I think as a school, we are changing and constantly evolving, and I think, I can't speak for the other schools because I only know this one, that they've done a very good job at trying to adapt, especially after COVID and being out, and how that affected people so on so many levels and in all grades and from all backgrounds. It affected everybody universally. So we're not talking about an LGBTQ thing. We're not talking about a minority thing. We're not talking about a female thing. We're talking about everybody. And that kind of opened the door for a lot of exploration on how we can build skills into the students to push through or overcome or work through or persevere in the end for their different struggles that they're having. Because stress is always going to be a part of your life. It's just life. And if you don't learn the skills, you're going to have a hard time. And I think the school does a very good job. And if you know one person on campus that helps everybody, Miss Julie Barrett is amazing. If you've never heard of her name, she's one that's always, immediately, I got a kid's having a bad day, she will just come talk to the kid. It could be anything. I tell my kids, because I have them as an AB teacher 2 hours a day, no matter what day it is. We're always on the block. And I tell my kids when I have a bad day, just tell me, I'll leave you alone for the day. Because you're not going to learn today if you're stressing out and on the verge of tears. So let's just relax. Tomorrow you'll learn. And in my class today, I can give you a moment. And it's really powerful, just those little things, offering the kids those little moments is a huge thing, and it's encouraged here on campus to give that whole student concept.
All right, that's good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.